Hey everyone, and welcome to This Explainer. A huge special welcome to all our amazing Brazilian ESL learners tuning in today. I am absolutely thrilled to help you master talking about your childhood memories by unlocking one seriously essential English phrase. If you've ever wanted to share stories about how you grew up, but felt kind of stuck on the grammar, you are in the perfect place.
So, let's just jump right in. I want you to think back to when we were all kids. Building forts, sharing crayons, spending those long, totally carefree weekends just hanging out at the playground. Now, to talk about these awesome memories in English, we can't just use the regular past tense if we want to sound natural. We actually need a very specific grammar tool to describe these repeating past events.
So, here's the game plan for today. We're going to start by exploring childhood memories to set the scene. Then we'll build up your skills step by step. We'll cover the positive, used to, the negative, didn't used to, and how to ask questions with did you used to. And to wrap it all up, we're going on a little flashback to the year 1926 to see it all in action.
All right, let's get rolling by setting the scene.
Here is the absolute core of what we're talking about today. We use this specific structure to describe habits or routines that happened a lot in the past, but, and this is the key part, they do not happen anymore. It's all about contrast. You're not just stating a random fact from the past, you're highlighting a change. Like if you rode your bike to school every single day as a kid, but today you drive a car to work, this is exactly the phrase you need.
Okay, let's look at how we actually build this, starting with the affirmative.
I want you to think of this literally like a simple math equation. You just start with your subject, so I, you, he, she, or they. Then you plug in our magic phrase, used to, and finally, you just attach the base verb, things like play, drink, or live. You don't even need to conjugate that final verb into the past tense because the used to does all the heavy lifting for you. Subject plus used to plus the base verb, boom, easy as that.
And here's a perfect real-life example of that contrast. Think about past habits versus present reality. I used to drink a lot of Diet Coke. That was my past habit, right? But now I drink a lot of water. By simply saying I used to drink, I'm instantly telling whoever I'm talking to that my present reality is completely different. I drank lots of Diet Coke back then, which means today, I definitely don't.
Let's look at another scenario where someone's life has totally shifted. He used to play football professionally. Maybe he was out on the pitch every single weekend, right? But today, now, he is a history teacher. The structure itself perfectly frames that his pro football days are a closed chapter of his life.
Now, what about the things we didn't do?
The negative form is super straightforward. Just like before, we start with the subject. But this time, we insert didn't used to right before our base verb. So you get things like, I didn't used to like eggs, or we didn't used to celebrate Halloween, and they didn't used to drink coffee. And again, the change is heavily implied. If they didn't used to drink coffee, well, they probably need a whole pot of it to wake up nowadays.
Okay, red alert. Please listen closely because this is where almost everyone trips up. If you take away just one single thing from this explainer today, let it be this. You absolutely must drop the D in the negative form. Seriously, look at it. It's spelled U-S-E, didn't used to. Why? Because the word didn't is already doing the job of showing the past tense, so our main phrase drops the D. Literally, never write didn't used to. No D.
This negative structure is just such a fantastic, natural way to explain your personal growth over time. For instance, I didn't used to follow politics. But on the flip side, now I check headlines online every day. It shows how your interests have evolved, and it sounds incredibly fluent to a native speaker.
All right, we know how to talk about ourselves. Now, how do we ask other people about their pasts?
To form a question, we lead off with the helper verb did. Then comes the subject, followed by our target phrase used to, and we cap it off with the base verb. So, did plus subject plus used to plus verb.
And yes, I'm sure you guessed it, the golden rule still applies. No D in questions. The word did already flags that we're talking about the past. Adding a D to use here is a huge grammar no-no. Keep it super simple. Did you used to?
This structure is literally your best friend for sparking nostalgic conversations. Did you used to have a Tamagotchi? Oh my gosh, I totally did, and I definitely forgot to feed it all the time. Or did Jane used to paddle surf? Did they used to own a cottage on the lake? Throwing out questions like these is a guaranteed way to get people sharing amazing childhood memories.
So let's take everything we've just learned and put it to the test with a little historical flashback.
Just check out this incredible snapshot from 1926. We've got a theater, an old-school grocery store, and people wearing outfits that are totally different from today's fashion. Vintage cars, heavy wooden phone booths, it's a whole different world. So how do we describe their daily routines? We use our new grammar superpower.
Starting with the affirmative, we can paint a really vivid picture. From what we know from people who actually lived back then, like Arthur, Evelyn, and George, men used to wear suits and ties pretty much everywhere. Mothers used to spend hours, and I mean hours, cooking meals completely from scratch. Children used to play outside with simple wooden toys. And people used to write letters because, believe it or not, phone calls were actually super expensive.
And for the things they didn't have, we use our negative rule, without the D, of course. People didn't use to dress for comfort. They dressed strictly to be polite. And families didn't use to have massive refrigerators in their kitchens. Using didn't used to really hammers home just how much our society has transformed over the last century.
Well, you've got the tools now. The affirmative, the negative, the questions, you've got the whole shebang. So I'm going to leave you with a question to practice. What did you use to play with when you were a child? Was it a specific toy, a game you played in the neighborhood? Think about it, use those grammar formulas we just went over, and let me know in the comments. Thanks so much for joining me in this explainer today. I honestly can't wait to hear what you all used to do.